I guess just to kick things off, goalie tonight's Vladar.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Gerbank and Luchenko stay in.
Yeah, they're going to stay. We'll have basically the same lineup as Carolina.
But Andrae comes in.
Yeah, oh, sorry, Andrae, yeah. We're going to put Andrae in there. Yeah.
You've talked about how, when teams are playing your system defensively, that it makes it easier for the goaltenders. Have you seen that at all from the group when you guys are defending in the defensive zone, that the goaltenders are, maybe able to see more pucks and make more saves?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think there's been chunks of the game, I would say yes. I still think we've given up some interior shots. Carolina, there's 2 interior shots right away. Those are the ones we got to eliminate. Listen, you're not going to be perfect, but for the most part, I would say, yeah, there's still some odd man rushes that we have to clean up, but I would say for the most part, the goalies have, they've seen a lot of pucks and they're stopping them, which is a good thing.
That's obviously been the big issue here is the goaltender save percentage has
Yeah.
haven't been very good. I mean,
Right.
Do you feel like if you guys do play the way you want them to play, then in turn it's just going to, the goaltending might not be as glaring of an issue as it has been over here?
Yeah, so if you look at I think it was the 3rd goal, Carolina, right? They scored from the weak side. That shouldn't happen, right? So we're not a perfect team yet, and we'll never be perfect, but there's mistakes. So those are the ones you want. The goalies are going to have, they're going to have to make a 5-bell save to save those, but I'd rather have them not have to make those saves. So that's a perfect example where we try to take away. It's okay to leave that guy. There might be a busted coverage. So as you going into the busted coverage, like, I'll let this guy shoot the puck. Our goalie has the best chance. If I go flying over there, they get to the weak side, then he's got no shot. That's just what I believe in. I think it builds confidence to the goalies when they know that most of the time their backside's protected. Now they can play, a little bit more stronger on the strong side. If you're always worried about where everybody is, they're like, oh man, I got to be able to go post to post. Tough way to play.
What are you expecting to see out of Emil tonight?
I think puck moving. I think we struggled a little bit the last couple of games of getting the puck up the ice and moving the puck with something. I think he can maybe add that. 4th man in the rush, mobility on the blue line, beating maybe their forecheck, wheeling the puck. Like a lot of the forechecks, the best breakout teams are they wheel the puck. You beat their forecheck, and then, our forwards get the puck. If you're always constantly in the glass and we're slow to break out, you're going to have to muck it and grind it all night.
In your mind, is there a world where once York's back that you can consistently put a defensive unit out there with York and Drysdale and Andrae all together, or is that too small of a group?
No. I remember the year we won at Pittsburgh. We had Letang was out. We didn't have big crushing guys. It was just we use it with our brain and our speed. It's the same thing here. Like York, he's a good mobile defenseman, Drysdale, when we get Risto back, I think he had a really good year last year. These are mobile guys who can make plays. And when they're out of the lineup, they're tough to find.
What, with regards to Emil,
yeah.
the message from Danny was you guys did love his camp. So I guess, for him to get a call up this early, is it less about him and more about what you've seen up here? Like, what changed?
Well, I mean, listen, we're looking for somebody to take, to make a statement on defense. Like, obviously we can't have Sandy play 30 minutes a night. Dries is, we need some guys. I think Sealer's been really good, but now we need somebody to take a chunk. And it's not so much in camp. I thought his decisions with the puck, giving the puck up away a lot. I think there's pockets where, man, this guy can play. Moves the puck well, skate. But I think his puck decisions in camp, throughout the camp were a little bit, he was throwing pucks in the middle of the ice and little things like that. I think that if he gets some reps, and why not give him a chance now? So it's a good time than ever to get him in against a really good hockey team.
With regards to Cam, he was obviously out there with the group. Is he close? He's obviously not an option for tonight, but could he be back for Thursday?
Well, I would say, whether you go into a day-to-day type of thing, there is a possibility he can play Thursday, yes.
When John Tortorella was here with Igor Zamula, he always wanted Zamula to play with more pace. But where do you think Zamula's struggling a little bit to stay in the lineup?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of validity to that. I think he gets the puck and he's staring at his options instead of, there's 20 feet of space. Like I wanted to get on, get going. I mean, you don't have to be the fastest player, but I think if you think faster, you look faster. So yeah, that's something that he has to get better at. Yes.
With Matt Vey, obviously,
Yeah.
his minutes have been sort of, I don't want to say reduced because the season's just starting, but I mean, his minutes have been sort of, moderate. Where is he at physically?
Yeah.
In terms of.
Well, I know it's a big issue here. We've had 5 power plays, so the game's 50 minutes now in the game, and then there's against Carolina we have 4 or 5 power penalties again, which we got to clean up. So all of a sudden, he's getting 15 minutes. If we don't have penalties, he's probably getting 17. So I think everybody's making an issue. Second of all, I think he dealt with something this summer, something with an ankle I didn't even know about, and I don't think because it limited some of his training. So he's a little bit behind the 8 ball, and when it comes to that but it's something that we're going to correct. But I think he got a little bit behind the 8 ball this summer coming into camp.
Is he healthy now then?
Yeah, he's healthy. It wasn't a major thing. It was just something I think, it affected, I guess, some of his training. So, I'd like to, we know we got to work with him and stuff like that. So that's the best way to explain it.